Like if I'm gonna BRB, I do this. So people still know what games we've been playing and stuff. Probably do that. That's what I'll do. Alright. Let's go. Yeah. It makes more sense if like so it gives information at least, like which games you've already played and stuff and what's up next. Blah blah blah. I made a protein shake and put some ice in the freezer and started filtering some water so I can actually have some water because I'm actually need water very badly. And went to the bathroom. So I'm fueled up, ready to go. What's that spinning diaper? Yeah, it's because I'm playing that Merida game. Yeah, Twitch is trying to properly label their content on the platform so that they can get better advertisers. Welcome back, Gamershibe. What did you have for dinner? The only downside about putting the BRB screen inside the WaifuRuns screen is that people are going to be like, you didn't stop the timer! Because they always do. And then they're also going to be like, well, you can still see my camera, so that's unfortunate. Barbecue chimkin and spuds. That sounds good. That was really good. What's up, Stitch? Certain audiences is such a funny term. Yeah, like every content is made for certain audiences. Unless it's literally made for everybody. Which nothing is made for everybody. Doing great. Hope you're doing okay. Is there a hole on the right side of the game feed? Looks like there is. There we go. Fixed it. I'll play MGR? Nah. Platinum games are bad. Platinum bad. Honestly, I pretty much lost faith in every developer except for Valve. I think Valve makes games that I actually like are like for me. Everyone else does not make games for me. Yo, spinning diaper. Thanks for the 2 gifted, dude. Thanks for Master Mug and Everblazer. Enjoy the emotes. Thanks so much. If you're gonna gift though, I would strongly recommend doing direct dono so Twitch doesn't steal half the money because this platform sucks cock. But I do appreciate it still. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't know. Everything. Nah, you're chilling, dude. No worries. But yeah, I don't know. Every time a new game comes out nowadays, I just assume it's not made for me because it's not usually. I'm like a big gameplay head. All I care about is gameplay, and that is never the priority of the developer Unless that developer's name is Valve. Still very grateful, Spain Diaper. No worries, dude. I think this is the only good game that Platinum did. Capcom did this game. But it is a Kamiya game who went on to make Platinum, so it's kind of a Platinum game. Oh, MGR? Gotcha. Gotcha. I thought you meant this game. Yeah, no, but MGR being the only good Platinum game, I can see that. I played Bayonetta. Not a huge fan. You're actually excited to play this game again after you beat more of DMC3's difficulties? For sure. I think this game really picks up. It's really hard when you first play it, but like playing through hard in DMD after having already played it once or twice, like definitely very fun. No, yeah, definitely, Gage. Definitely more of an old school gamer. I like video games for their gameplay mechanics, and that's basically all I like them for. Like, I don't care about aesthetic, I don't care about music, I don't care about narrative or story or any of that shit. Immersion, I don't care. I just want the gameplay to feel good. You know what I mean? That's all I care about. Because it's fun. And modern games just trend so much towards like narrative and like immersion and aesthetic, and I just don't care. I feel like really the only developer that isn't an indie developer that is like all focused on gameplay is Valve. Is it Bayonetta like girl DMC? I mean, it's an action game with like a combo meter and the main character is female, but that's about where the similarities end. Yeah, this is... That doesn't sound like a DMC game at all. That's because it's not like a DMC game at all. There are just like 4 different video games that have third-person like melee combat. That's actually like of some depth. So everyone just groups them in the same thing. Like Gears of War, or not Gears of War, God of War, Devil May Cry, Ninja Gaiden, and Bayonetta. That's like the only action games that anyone knows of. So they're all the same genre apparently, even though they're fill vastly different niches. Like if you ask people like what's an action game, like that's what they tell you. Like those are all the same genre. They're basically the same game. Even though they play completely differently. They're essentially all the same game. I mean, that's what people tell you. They're obviously very different and super nuanced, but there's only those games, and like no one's played an action game outside of those games, and you know, I don't blame them. There aren't many action games outside of those games, so. Let's be honest, is there a good action game besides Devil May Cry? Not really. No. I mean, if it's one of those things where it's like, okay, if you've played Counter-Strike and you have like a lot of hours of Counter-Strike, you're gonna have a hard time enjoying any other first-person shooter. Because Counter-Strike's mechanics are so much deeper than every other first-person shooter that it's gonna feel like you're playing baby mode. Right? I totally forgot the 80% buy route. But if you, like, same thing with Devil May Cry. If you play Devil May Cry first, then every other action game is going to feel like you're playing baby mode because Devil May Cry is just so much more complex. Yeah, my friend Chaser Tech made that video, Spinning Diaper. I gave him the idea to title it that, actually. He was in here earlier. It's a good video. He's been trying to get into doing more YouTube stuff. He's a really high level style player. So I was helping him out and stuff. Not a whole lot. I mean, he does most of it. It's great content. Good videos. And like, that's not to say that other action games that aren't Devil May Cry aren't good. Like, they all serve their own purpose, but for a lot of people, you're going to be spoiled if you play Devil May Cry first. You're not going to be able to enjoy the other games, which is what happened to me. Like, play Devil May Cry first, huge fan of it, got really good at it. Then when I go to play like Ninja Gaiden or Bayonetta or something, I'm like, this is fucking whack. Have a really hard time enjoying it. Better Gage. Happy birthday, dude. Have a good weekend. Why don't I have air hike? Because I bought too many holy waters, that's why. I have like 3, don't I? Yeah, I do. I should have 0 right now. That explains the money difference. First. Having air hike for mission 8 is a weird, champ. Hello. Kind of rusty, eh? Oh, I know what I messed up in the order route. I'm not supposed to buy anything on 6. Because I'll already have everything. Because I bought the 3 holy waters on 4. That's why I was confused. I was getting like my no hit and my any percent route confused. I'm not excited to go back to that. Ever thought of trying the Ghost Rider game? Nope. Not once. Is Reboot any good? I don't think so. Oh, it's Shadows. For sure. This has to be Shadow. If you answer anything besides Shadows, you're lying. Scariest enemy in DMC one that's not a boss. Yeah, definitely Shadows. Straight up, you're a liar if you say anything else. Do you need to play DMC2 to understand something in DMC5? So you might have missed the point, but the story doesn't matter. It's not good in any of the games. You'll be fine. Nice haircut, Bob Marley. Bob Marley. Huh? Have you ever seen a picture of Bob Marley? Bro, we got an Olympic athlete in chat. That's crazy. Olympic long jumper to conclusions. He's out here making an Olympic stretch. You haven't played DMC1? You got the collection some time ago? You should! It's goated. Honestly, it's one of my favorite DMCs. I like it more than 5. That's for sure. Yeah, holy water. Bob Marley. Like the Rastafarian, like the reggae guy, right? Like what? What am I doing? Trolling. I don't think I have enough holy waters now. I think I have 1 holy water. No, I have 4. Never mind, just kidding. I'm trolling again. Long hair equals hippie, aka Bob Marley. I guess. I don't know, that seems like a stretch. Well, you honestly don't know. You honestly don't think that the story doesn't matter. The gameplay outshines it so hard it gets overlooked. If you care about story, you watch a long play or something with no commentary. Well, my point was that Devil May Cry has never been about the story, and it's never had a good story. It's like playing Resident Evil for the story. And like, it just doesn't make any sense. It's like playing Mega Man for the story. Like, what story? You know? Like, there is no story. There's some characters and the characters do some things, but it's not like there's really much of a narrative arc for any of them, or like anything of consequence really happens. It's like watching Mission Impossible for the plot, right? Like, does it really matter, like, which government agency is doing what and who they're running from and blah, blah, blah? Like, no. It's just about, like, cool scenarios and, like, spy shit, right? Like, I don't think anyone really cares, like, which agency's doing what and where and blah, blah, blah. Like, it's got some Resident Evil tier storytelling. You care about the characters? Okay, but the characters are different than the story. I mean, the characters are fun. Like watching the characters do fun things. That makes sense. But that's very different than the story. The story is like the sequence of actions which is driving the narrative and the plot, and like the overarching like story being told. You know, the characters are just like, you know, the characters. They have fun interactions and stuff. Yeah, like I love watching Dante in cutscenes do fun shit. And if you played an entirely new game just to watch more fun shit happen in cutscenes, I wouldn't blame you. But it's not like, you know, you're watching some fucking Christopher Nolan movie or something. You know, it's not like the Moby Dick of video games. You know, there's no like immensely beautiful writing happening or some like crazy plot stuff. Like, you know, there's not a narrative that's happening that's like really engaging. Like, characters just kind of doing stuff on screen and just like being wacky and shit. I beg to differ, sir. I like the Devil May Cry storyline. Fair enough. I just never got it. Like, I like DMC3's story, kind of, but it's not very in-depth. Like, in every single game, they really don't give you much to go on. Like, there's really not much happening. I don't want to push it too much, but hear me out. The gameplay is distracting you from the inner turmoil of the characters. Now that's definitely some fucking 8th grade literature shit, like the drapes are blue, and that represents like the melancholic state of the current economic system. But actually the drapes are literally just blue. Like, it could actually just be that it's a video game and you're just supposed to play and enjoy the video game. Like, where do you draw the line? Like Super Mario Bros? Like, you play Super Mario for the story? Like, what about the inner turmoil of this poverty-stricken Italian plumber? you know? Or it's a video game and like you're just meant to enjoy the gameplay, right? Like, I think it leans much more on the side of Mario than The Last of Us. Why am I doing this? I'm gonna use an untouchable anyways. Also, do you need to play Reboot to understand the story of 5? No, Reboot is a reboot. The definition of reboot is starting over in an alternate universe and timeline that is non-canon from the original. So, by definition, you do not need to play Reboot to understand anything in the main series because they're not connected whatsoever. That's what reboot means. And then reboot worse than DMC is Saints Row. I didn't even know they did a Saints Row reboot. I have quite a few holy waters in my inventory right now. No, I don't use one there. I don't know. People love to defend reboot and say it's not that bad. But they always say like, okay, except for the story. Like the story was horrendous. Like what a travesty. But honestly, I didn't even mind the story in reboot that much. I thought the gameplay was much worse. The gameplay is definitely by far the worst part about reboot. Like I will take Virgil giving demons an abortion with a sniper rifle any day. But if you gotta have me play a hack and slash with no lock-on button and fucking Crayola sponsored enemies, dude, I'm out. No thanks. You liked Reboot if only it wasn't a DMC game, but here's the catch-22. If it wasn't a DMC game, you would have never played it because you would have never heard of it. Like, have you ever played fucking Heavenly Sword? I doubt it. Is Saints Row the third or a reboot? I thought it was the third, which is like a sequel. Reboot was just called Saints Row and it sucked. Honestly, I didn't know that existed. Have I been damaged? Yes, this is a speedrun. Sorry, bro, to ruin that for you. I've never played a Saints Row game, so didn't ruin anything for me. Isn't Saints Row just worse GTA? Yes. Okay, I figured. Diet GTA. Dollar General Grand Theft Auto. GTA with superpowers. Interesting. Have you ever recommended a game and then played it and ended up hating it? No, because I don't recommend games that I haven't played. The GTA Netflix adaptation. Later, Sir Fondy. Appreciate you. Can you tell me the time where I live? 5 p.m. Has anyone ever actually completed a Grand Theft Auto campaign? I'm convinced no one has. I'm pretty sure that, like, the way I play Grand Theft Auto was the correct way to play Grand Theft Auto, and that's how everyone played it, and no one actually played the campaign. What I always did is I played a lot of GTA 4 and GTA San Andreas and stuff, and you just used cheat codes to give yourself a bunch of guns and then killed as many people as you could and tried to run away from 5-star cops for as long as possible. And that's the whole game, right? Like, the only reason I even knew there was a story mode is because in GTA 4 you had to play the story mode mission at the beginning before you could go free roam. It was really fucking annoying because we didn't know how to save the game, me and my friends. So every time we played GTA 4, if we wanted to fuck around in the sandbox and kill cops, like any American should, then we had to, like, play through this stupid escort mission. And then once we figured out that when you try to cross one of the bridges before you're supposed to, you instantly get 5-star cops, that was like the best. That's like where all the fun from GTA came out of. Find a motorcycle, find the bridge, drive the motorcycle past the barricade, instant 5-star cops, you got like 5 minutes max before you die. Try to explore the other parts of the game. That's always how I play GTA. I've never played the story mode. I did play some of GTA 5's campaign though. Never finished it. But it was fun. How goes the run? Pretty good. I know this game like the front of my hand, so I could probably do this shit blindfolded at this point. At least not normal. In fact, I plan on trying in the future. If I ever fucking finish that no-hit run. Moondisc blindfolded? It's easy. Moondisc would be one of the easiest parts of the whole game. You just open the menu, down twice, use Devil Star, activate DT, open the menu, down twice, activate Devil Star. And then for the other part, you know, open the menu, down 4 times, untouchable, jump in the lava, spam sword until you win. Mission 22 is probably one of the easiest levels. That's not in this game, Spring Diaper. That's only in 3 and 4. Or mostly in 3. Oh, you're good. No, JC. I wanted to get back into reading. I like reading a lot actually, but there's not enough time in the day. Audiobooks are great, but I usually listen to audiobooks when I drive, and I haven't been driving a lot lately. Or leaving the house at all, to be honest. 3 a better speedrun than 1? Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Or when I go to sleep, I'll listen to audiobooks. But I don't do that much lately either. Usually I just talk to my girlfriend until we fall asleep. Sounds real wholesome, of course. I want to be just laying in bed next to each other on their phones or some shit. Did I catch her in the rye? It's just a teenager complaining for 215 pages. Bro, 215 pages is not a book. That's like so short. I feel like I could write 250 pages in like a week. This game looks easy. I make it look easy, yeah. It's really hard when you first play it, but when you get good at it, it becomes really easy. Playing on normal is like really trivial for me nowadays because I've played so much DMD. Like I wasn't joking about doing it blindfolded. Like it's something I plan on doing. If I show my girlfriend DMC, should I introduce her chronologically or by release? I do release order and then just skip 2. That's always how I recommend people play DMC. So like 1, 2, 1, 3, 4, 5. Then play 2 at the end if you really want to. $200-word essay? Is 200 words even an essay? I don't know. That's what I'm saying, man. 200 words is like one sentence. It's like a paragraph. People don't write enough. You want to forget about DMC2? Then stop bringing it up. $200 words are like 2 Twitter posts. And when I try to write a Twitter post, I usually run out of characters. DMC1 was like my first game ever. Like DMC1, Super Mario World, was like definitely in the top 2 like first games I ever played. I don't know which one was first though. My favorite DMC game? 3, for sure. 3's my favorite game of all time. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. But what is happening right now? My game bugged? What is happening? My shit broke. Whatever. GG. That boss fight was nothing? None of the boss fights were anything. Because it's on normal. Dang, almost sub 40 IGT. Normal the easiest? No, there's easy too. Trust me, like, it's one of those games where when you play it for the first time on normal, you will get your shit pushed in.